9. Amber Lynn Giles. After being denied service at a San Diego Starbucks in 2020 for not wearing a mask as required, Amber Lynn Giles bashed the barista, LYNN Gutierrez, in a Facebook post. In it, she wrote, "Meet Lennon from Starbucks, who refused to serve me because I'm not wearing a mask. Next time, I will wait for cops and bring a medical exemption." Gutierrez posted a video stating that he had tried to explain the mask policy to Giles with the goal of being able to serve her, but that she swore at him and called other customers sheep before walking out the door. Many people immediately defended Gutierrez not only because they supported the mask mandate, but because he was just a kid who was just doing his job. He didn't make the law, and he could get in trouble or even lose his job for failing to enforce it. After seeing the viral post, a social media user named Matt Cowan started a virtual tip jar on GoFundMe for the young man, calling it "Tips for Lennon Standing Up to a San Diego Karen." Donations poured in, amounting to around $100,000. Lennon said he was grateful from the bottom of his heart for the generosity. As an aspiring dancer, he planned to use the money to pursue his passion and teach it to others. Giles sued Cowan, the campaign's creator, accusing him of using her likeness without consent and causing her to lose business as a yoga instructor and suffer from public scorn. A judge dismissed the lawsuit after determining that Giles had failed to show that her case would prevail in court. 8. Sheldon Sparks. 49-year-old Sheldon Sparks was deeply offended when he visited a pub in Bristol, England on Mother's Day in 2017 and saw a mom breastfeeding her newborn. He posted a Facebook rant accusing the woman of flopping her breast out and saying that she should have gone to a park or covered herself with a blanket. Sparks went on to say that it just wasn't something he believed should be seen in a pub, and alleged that the mom had drank alcohol before feeding her baby. The 30-year-old woman he was complaining about was shocked when she realized she was the target of his post. She told the Daily Mail that she was celebrating her first Mother's Day after recently giving birth and not being able to go out and have fun in quite some time. Nobody had confronted her about her breastfeeding, so she didn't know anyone was even upset about it until she saw Sparks' Facebook rant. She also made it clear that she did not drink before breastfeeding and that she bottle-fed after she had a few drinks. She was quick to mention how Sparks should have approached her and said something rather than complain about it online. The woman also acknowledged that while people can have varying views on whether it's appropriate to breastfeed in public, it's a natural thing, and it can be expected in her community, which is home to a lot of young families. She also said that perhaps Sparks would be better off moving to the middle of nowhere. When the Daily Mail reached out to Sparks for his side of the story, he stuck by his belief that openly breastfeeding is inappropriate and refused to apologize. But the court of public opinion ruled largely in the young mother's favor, and the controversial post was deleted after being met with intense backlash. 7. Poverty-shaming police. Last September, the Winter Haven, Florida Police Department posted photos on its Facebook page of a man who allegedly stole diapers and baby wipes from a local Walmart. The images were accompanied by a scathing caption about how the customer took the items after he tried paying with 2 different cards and both were declined, and that his inability to pay didn't give him a license to steal. Whoever wrote the post even went so far as to write, "Poor little kids have no idea," because the man was with his 2 children when he walked off with the baby supplies. 16-year-old Elizabeth Fiedler told the Washington Post that the post angered her and made her feel sorry for the customer. prompting her to leave a comment that said, "Doubt I will get a response, but I will pay for these items as long as you leave this man alone." She was one of many who sympathized with the dad's plight as the post went viral, with more than 4,500 social media users expressing their disapproval of the police department's choice of words. One man even wrote that while he's normally very supportive of the police, the post came across to him as cold and heartless. Many commenters acknowledged that stealing is wrong, but had room in their hearts to understand that sometimes people do it out of desperation, which appeared to be the case after the man tried repeatedly to pay for the items. The post was especially controversial because it came at a time when many people were struggling financially due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Public Information Officer Jamie Brown said that it's normal for the department to seek the public's help with identifying suspects by posting their photo on social media, and that Walmart was the true victim in the situation. He expressed the department's plans to move forward with trying to solve the case until Walmart signed a waiver of prosecution, meaning they did not want to press charges. 6. ALYZA ALDER. As the COVID-19 virus ravaged the planet during the early days of the pandemic, Hawaii imposed a strict 14-day quarantine requirement for anyone arriving from out of state. Just 2 days after traveling from Arizona to Oahu, 18-year-old ALYZA ALDER posted photos of herself at local beaches on social media. She also took a job at a local fast food restaurant and continued posting pictures of herself out in public during her mandated quarantine period. Someone reported Alder and she was charged with violating quarantine and unsworn falsification to identity, meaning she was accused of intentionally deceiving a public servant. She was taken to jail and held on a $2,000 bond. 5. TATIANA KULIKOVA. While working as a paramedic in Kyiv, Russia back in 2015, 25-year-old EMT Tatiana Kulikova somehow found time to snap selfies with critically injured and sick patients and shame them online. In one photo taken in an ambulance, she flipped her middle finger at the camera with a woman in the background who appeared to be unconscious. Another showed Kulikova holding 2 fingers up at a heart attack patient, along with a caption stating, "How I hate my job." She posted the disturbing images online, drawing outrage from locals who recognized their friends and family members. Local healthcare advocate Artem Gulubev accused Kulikov of showing a callous disregard for the welfare of her patients, pointing out that she clearly wasn't looking after them while taking the photos. He also mentioned that some of the individuals featured in the pictures ended up dying from their injuries. As soon as word spread about the EMT's macabre photography, her employer investigated. She was soon fired. A few months later, a medical student in Mexico named Maria Jose Gonzalez made headlines for sharing a photo of herself with a seriously ill elderly patient on WhatsApp. It was accompanied by the caption, "I was on duty and saw a lady was dying, and then took a selfie." Gonzalez claimed that she had permission to take the photo and that she had built a rapport with the patient. She said that she had no idea how the image got distributed to her friends and chalked the ordeal up to a misunderstanding of the photo's content. 4. Kim Hall. Texas mom and blogger Kim Hall went viral in 2013 when she posted an open letter titled, "FYI, if you're a teenage girl." In it, she criticized teenage girls for what she described as sexual selfie poses and poked fun at their so-called red carpet poses in their pajamas. She also mentioned how boys can't help but notice certain things when a girl wears revealing clothing. Hall urged adolescent females to have more self-respect and warned that she regularly monitors her son's social media and that any girls who sent them sultry photos would be blocked. She even included a disclaimer stating that there would be no second chances and that young females who want to associate with her sons would know how to keep their clothes on. Some people praise the post as much-needed demonstration of respectable values in a society that seems to be morally decaying as time goes on. But for many, Hall's message missed the mark. Perhaps she meant well. After all, she wrote that young girls are beautiful inside and out, and in her own way encouraged them to have dignity. But commenters accused Hall of coming across as holier than thou and holding female teenagers responsible for keeping male desire in check. The original post also features photos of Hall's sons in their swimsuits, which many saw as hypocritical and reflective of outdated views that are often considered unfair to women. Some readers offered polite advice, including recommending a less snarky and self-righteous tone. Hall admitted that her views were old school, but maintained that she was encouraging girls to become the best possible versions of themselves, and that she just wants her sons to have good morals. 3. June Talviti Sipple. A Massachusetts high school administrator and teacher lost her job in 2010 after she wrote some offensive comments on Facebook that she thought only her friends could see. June Talviti Sipple was earning a comfortable $92,000 a year as an employee of the Cohasset School District when two parents complained to the superintendent after seeing her controversial commentary. The disgraced educator had described the town as so arrogant and snobby and said that she was not looking forward to another year at Cohasset schools. She also called kids germ bags. The superintendent asked Talviti Sipple to resign, and she did. Speaking with ABC News, she said she understood why that was asked of her and that she had embarrassed the superintendent and the school district. She explained that she had described children as germ bags because she was tired of constantly catching viruses from students. But Talviti Sipple also believed that her comments were taken out of context, saying in a CBS News interview that she was frustrated when she wrote them, but that she wasn't slam blasting anyone. More than anything, her experience served as a cautionary tale about how it's important to assume that anything you post online could be seen by people outside of your intended audience. 2. Cup It Up closure. In late 2017, a politically charged post appeared on the Facebook page of a Tucson, Arizona restaurant called the Cup It Up American Grill. Posted by two of the eatery's three owners, Christopher Smith and Jay Warren, the lengthy diatribe expressed some highly controversial views, including support for then-President Donald Trump, drug testing for welfare recipients, repealing Obamacare, and a rejection of global warming. It also stated that the restaurant would not show any NFL games due to football players kneeling during the national anthem. The post was immediately met with backlash, including people who said they would never eat at Cup It Up again. Just 3 hours later, the post was deleted, but the damage was already done. Chef and co-owner Julian Alacon was not involved in the post and was unaware of it until people told him about it. He told the Arizona Daily Star that the restaurant had received numerous harassing and threatening calls. He resigned from his position in response to the post. Smith and Warren apologized for bringing their personal political beliefs into a business forum and said that they never meant to strike a nerve, although many found that hard to believe given the hardline nature of the beliefs they expressed. The pair explained that they expected the post to generate dialogue, but had no idea it would be met with such animosity and hostility. Not everyone disapproved of the post. One customer told ABC affiliate KGUN9 that she found it refreshing that owners stood up for their beliefs and patriotism, but she admitted that it wasn't very smart from a business standpoint. especially in an area with a lot of university students who tend to be more politically left-leaning. Cup It Up closed its doors indefinitely just days after the post surfaced, citing concerns for employees' safety amid threats to harm the building and its staff. 1. Paula Deen. Celebrity chef Paula Deen had already faced numerous allegations of racism when, in 2015, her social media manager dug up and shared an old photo that gave rise to continued controversy. The image featured Deen with her son Bobby, dressed as Lucy and Ricky Ricardo from the classic 1950s TV series I Love Lucy. And it's clear, based on the mismatching tones of Bobby's face and hands, that he's wearing skin-darkening makeup. The picture was taken in 2011 during the filming of a Halloween episode of Paula's Best Dishes. It had been uploaded to one of Deen's photo albums for quite some time, but had gone largely unnoticed until her social media manager posted it to her accounts nearly 4 years later. Immediately, the photo was met with allegations of brownface, which is often seen as a dehumanizing manifestation of racial stereotypes and comes with a long and painful history. This all happened just 2 years after the Food Network fired Deen for having admittedly used racial slurs in the past. It did nothing to help restore the disgraced chef's image. Deen fired her social media manager and issued a statement apologizing to anyone who was offended by it. But after so much continued controversy revolving around alleged racism, for many there was simply no coming back from yet another faux pas. One Twitter user managed to summarize the views of many, stating, "Oh boy, Paula Deen does not get it." Thanks for watching. Would you rather be caught mocking your boss's style in a comment thread you didn't think they'd see? Or have a close friend find out that you secretly hated their cooking and pretended not to, just to be polite?